Hello, my name is Paul Constantine, and I'm presenting Super Village Sacking Squad. This is a mixed real-time and turn-based war game where squads behave according to strategies, and micromanaging your soldiers is simply not possible. To this, we add that the number of recruits is most definitely not limitless. The player's perspective switches between a top-down map and the actual combat levels themselves. While the squad is only represented by its figure on the movement portion of the levels, the actual combat resolution takes place on an up-close encounter map used only for these purposes. The player can control and manage resources, can control squads, can set the tactics for each squad, and change tactics outside of battle. The player cannot control the actual squad members, and this will be a recurring theme. The player can select a squad and give them destinations on the overworld, on the combat map, and they can also use items on the battlefield maps and rearrange squad compositions when they're not actually engaged in combat. The rules are fairly simple, with players being given control of a small army, and of which they can recruit more as they conquer areas, points of control, cities, towns, castles, local caves, whatever. The recruit pool will decrease each time a recruit is brought into the player's army. This still costs resources, be they money or materials. The game does not offer save or load options. All progress is saved as it happens, and therefore mistakes cannot be undone, which makes for a unique playthrough each time. The player may spend resources outside the battle to acquire items or new units. Units which survive battles gain experience and capability upgrades and may be promoted. Abilities have a small chance of failing to add a minor but not annoying amount of randomness to each individual battle. Attacks can miss, abilities can fail, and spells can fizzle. The player's goal is primarily to win each map and move on to the next. Losing a map results in game over. Our primary antagonists will simply be enemy forces controlled by the computer and running out of resources if the player plays poorly. The random number generator should not be a major factor other than to spice things up. This is basic unit recruitment. We get our list of soldiers, we select one, add it to our own unit, and then in this case we selected a second one and did the same. Moving squads, obviously, again, is we select our unit represented here by, again, the magenta square, and we give it a target, which in this case is our little orange arrow here. During this time, as our unit starts moving in the same direction, the defenders are also heading out to their villages, which we are about to sack with our single unit. Our setting of tactics, for example, is here's a full squad, and they are set to attack the strongest opponent on their set battlefield. At which point we actually want them to simply go for leaders and cripple enemy units. So we select our leader, and here it is depicted, selected. Our development risks are fairly moderate, in that we are primarily a new team of people who don't know each other and are still students. As such, even with examples from the past, we still have a lot of work to do, and I'm not entirely sure where we all come in on coding, but some of the game logic will be complex enough to require prior coding experience. I bring some of that, and one other potential teammate does as well. The other issue will be coming up a design risk, coming up with a workable AI with enough variation so it does not appear to be picking the most efficient squad positioning each time. This will again require code. Our inspiration and citations were Ogre Battle and King Arthur's Quest, which are both oldies but goldies. And this concludes my presentation. I thank you very much, and hope you like this game.